Good morning and welcome to the Orange Coast Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Donna McCartney and I'm honored to be your worship associate today. I'm joined by our Intern Minister, Kellie Kinsman, Steve Morihiro and Susan Shaw, our Directors of Music, Danielle Lewis, our Director of Religious Education for Children and Youth. So whether you have strolled in here or rolled in here, you've been here 30 years or 3, 10 months or 10 minutes, and whether you Zoomed or danced in, we are glad you're with us this morning. So a special welcome to our visitors. If you're seeking a spiritual home, we hope that you will find it here. If you're seeking the bathroom, though, go out the back door to the left. It's in the old building. We're a community of friends, music and learning, and love most of all. All are welcome. We need not think alike to love alike. In the spirit of building this community, let's recognize the many volunteers who have helped out to put this service together for us today. Thank you all. Roomers, we invite you. Yay, let's give them a hand. I agree. And there are people who are up there that have been doing a lot to help make today happen as well. So thanks to everyone who helps us put this service on every Sunday. So, Roomers, we invite you to silence your cell phones, please. And Zoomers, good morning, Zoomers. We invite you to say hello in the chat. As we worship today, we want to acknowledge that this property rests on the ancestral homelands of the Hashiman and Tongva peoples. We work to heal the harm done to them many years ago by nurturing responsible stewardship and working for justice. This morning, Intern Kellie will explore the topic of the Winter Solstice. The Winter Solstice, as we know, is the time that marks the darkest point of our journey around the sun and begins the journey back to light, and it is today. Yay. Marking this moment is among the oldest of religious acts. So today, Kellie will engage the question, what lessons does the Winter Solstice offer us? So we begin our worship with the lighting of our chalice.
Dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. This we affirm together.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing our opening song.
Clearer sky. morning. Yes, we're going to talk about this winter solstice today, maybe not in the conventional way. Thank you. The winter solstice is obviously the time that marks the darkest point of our journey around the sun and begins the journey back to light. Marking this moment is one of the oldest religious acts that we are aware of. The ancient Romans celebrated Saturnalia, the end of the planting season. Dongzhi is a Chinese festival honoring the arrival of winter. The Hopi tribes celebrate the solstice with dancing and purification in a ritual known as Soyal. Stonehenge was built by the ancient Britons to align with the sun on the solstices. Pagans await the sun's rebirth. Christmas and Hanukkah are also about a light, a return, and rebirth. Today, I want to honor the darkness. Today, as we observe this darkest time of the year, we ask what lessons the winter solstice can offer us emotionally, spiritually, and physically. What purpose do we find for those long, dark hours? How do we use the fallow time to grow into our next best selves? Do we remember to also celebrate these dark hours, or do we just manage to get through?
Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, and from morning round to night. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, turning always round till morning. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, turning always round till morning. Round and round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, turning always round till morning. And then round the earth is turning, turning always round till morning, turning always round till night, turning always round till night, and from morning round to night.
Today's Time for All Ages is called the Magical Winter Solstice. Once upon a time, in a cozy little village, there was a young girl named Lily. Winter had arrived, and the village was covered in a blanket of soft white snow. The days were short and the nights were long, but Lily loved this time of year the most. Lily's grandmother told her stories about the winter solstice, the shortest day, and the longest night of the year. She said that on this special day, the sun would rest and the world would be filled with magic. Lily couldn't wait to see the magic for herself. On the morning of the winter solstice, Lily woke up early. She put on her warmest hat, coat, and mittens and went outside. The air was crisp and fresh. The snow sparkled like a million tiny diamonds. Lily took a deep breath and felt the magic in the air. As she walked through the village, she saw everyone preparing for the special day. There were lanterns hanging in the trees and people gathering around big bonfires in the town square. Lily's heart was filled with excitement. In the evening, Lily joined her family around the bonfire. They sang songs, told stories, and shared delicious feasts. And the fire danced and crackled, casting a warm glow on everyone's faces. Lily felt the magic of the winter solstice all around her. Just as the night grew darker, a beautiful star appeared in the sky. It twinkled brightly as if it was smiling down at the village. Lily's grandmother whispered to her, that star is the sunlight's gift to us, reminding us that even in the darkest night, there is always light. Lily smiled and felt a warm feeling in her heart. She knew that the winter solstice had a time to celebrate the magical world of the love of her family, and every year she would remember the special day and magic she felt in her heart. The end. Thank you. We ask you to join us as we sing our children out.
The reading this morning are words from the Reverend Dr. Sandra Fees. It's called Hope's Inward Path. So the winter season comes along and invites us to descend into our own bodies. We don't know what we will find there. We suspect that if we get quiet and journey inward, we might come face to face with our own unfulfilled dreams and heartaches and deep-seated fears. Those fears have to do with our wondering, will the light return? Will the light in the world return? Will the light in my life return? For all of us, this time of wintering speaks to what it means to seek the light, to hold out hope. This is profound spiritual work. Even a few minutes each day to breathe, to listen, to be with our own inner self, to light a candle, to say a prayer, to offer thanks. These can enable us to grow in courage and hope. Let's sit for a moment in the spirit of prayer or meditation and consider our inward journey, our individual inward journey. What have you found in the descent into the darkness? What will return with the light? Close your eyes if you are comfortable and ponder those questions in the sense of darkness. When you're ready, please join Ginny in singing our journeying song.
Deep, deep, deep into the heart of the winter. Deep, deep, deep into the womb of the mother. Deep, deep, deep where there is no other song but the song of my soul. Deep, deep, deep into the heart
Thank you, Jenny. So the solstice has happened. The phenomenon occurred this morning at 7:03, and this is the shortest day of the year. We have just 9 hours, 53 minutes, and 4 seconds of daylight today. In the coming days, and by January 31st, 2026, the daylight will be longer by almost 10 minutes. And as we know, the time of daylight will continue its slow increase until the summer solstice, marking the continuation of the cycle of more light and more dark. Winter solstice celebrations are about welcoming in the light, calling back the sun, and symbolizing rebirth and awakening. We might be used to these cycles. For me, the annoying time changes we make in the fall and the spring distract from the natural rhythms of our existence. Sleep cycles, circadian rhythms, disrupted. My mental agility is challenged by these interruptions, especially as I get older. I allow myself to get comfortable, to make plans that are daylight dependent. And even though I am aware of the natural changes, sometimes, like this year, it feels like the rug was pulled out from beneath my feet. It takes both day and night to thrive. Maybe these cycles take you by surprise too. During the spring, as the light grows, it's easy to find joy, to be active outdoors, to be warm. I notice the summer change not gradually, but when I can still be on the beach at 8:30 p.m. That's exciting for a week or two. I'm just thinking of the surprise of that. Oh yeah. Perhaps we don't notice the gradual darkening of winter days when we make ourselves busy with holidays and celebrations and football. Or maybe we find ourselves confined by the darkness and maybe by the cold. I find it interesting that both the summer and winter solstices are about the light. I find it interesting that we celebrate the moment or day of solstice, but pay little attention to the changes that occur daily. Winter solstice is about welcoming back the light, the return of the sun, more hours of daylight. There's a purpose for the long nights as well, and I want to celebrate that darkness, to know the benefits, and to become comfortable with what grows there. Solstice means sun standing still, and that was at 7:03 this morning. Did you feel it? I was in the shower and only felt the water on my body, but I had set my alarm on my phone so I would know. I didn't want to miss the moment of the event. I took notice. I paused. My thoughts moved into change, as if given any opportunity to approach tomorrow with brightness. My mind turned to hope that tomorrow might be different. I thought these things, not unlike my thoughts in the new year, where we make promises and we think about what's different. How can this be better? Maybe my hyper-awareness of this event is the result of preparing to talk to you this morning. I know my awareness has deepened, and not in the scientific way of knowing the angle of the sun to the earth or how fast we spin or how the North Pole is aligned. No, I've allowed myself to take a deeper look inside. Long ago, the darkening time leading up to the solstice day was a time of harvest, of gathering, of sorting, and putting to best use. It was a time to let the land go fallow in preparation for planting the next season's crops. There's a purpose for this going fallow. The soil rests, the foundation rests. Nutrients return, feeding off the leftovers in the land. It's a time for regeneration. It's a time for passive preparation and restoration. I can try that. So where is my fallow ground? Where is the slowing down and need amidst the dark and mostly quiet? How do I benefit from this seemingly restrictive time? What most needs attention? What can I let go of? How do I learn to better engage spiritually, physically, and emotionally? I'm fortunate enough to be able to take a nap whenever I need or want. My hours for sleeping are odd. I'm usually awake at 4 a.m., and I manage to nap a couple times in the afternoon. Naps, however, are not without guilt. I should be doing something else. Why can't you sleep like normal people? During the darkening before solstice and in caring for my physical being, I embraced my naps as good, necessary, restorative. I normalized napping, and that was the start. I enjoy having conversations with myself, and yes, out loud. So I talk to myself about how my body feels, at least for now, to move about more, to restrict what causes me pain, to break my take-out only eating habits. Through my own changes, I feel connected to life and to the interconnected web of all that is. And these are my conversations, and I hope you have them too. I bring into the light a body rested and refreshed, both willing and wanting to accept myself in all the ways that I appear. Thank you, fallow ground. I'm also having conversations about myself around emotions. In the darkness, I can see better. I can see more clearly how I respond to other people's needs and how I respond or not to my own. These have been interesting discussions. I slow down enough to watch the way I reflect the world, and sometimes hold on to what isn't mine to hold. I allowed the fallow space to nurture the seeds of better emotional health. I broke and healed and cried. I'm not done. And found joy in the growing, joy simply in the spaciousness to be. In our emotion, there lives a lot to let go of. I hold on to the excess out of fear, perhaps, or I cover the feelings, shove them into a closet, and rush into something else that doesn't take as much work. The fallow places hold me gently, as if the land of my body knows what it needs. And finally, the quiet gave me neutral ground to release in spite of the fear I had conjured. I emerge emotionally strong, curious, and excited by the changes I can make. And what does this fallow state foster in spiritual growth and change? There is light in the darkness. There exists boundlessness and freedom in experiencing what precedes this present moment. You already know that I don't adhere to a godlike entity. I have trouble with religion. I can't commit. I can't believe that one story is correct. What I've learned in these dark times is to engage deeply in possibility. When there isn't an answer to the God question, engage in whatever appears. My sense of spirituality and connectedness has lost its fear and doesn't need to be right. And it expands in awe and wonder. It helps, too, that I was taking 2 religious classes in this semester and did some merging. I feel invited into the light, reformed, remembering, and fully alive. So I'll ask you, how have you managed these weeks of darkness? What growth opportunities have you taken advantage of? What does the fallow ground within you nurture? How have you created a deepening? How have you had a chance to pause and consider all that has changed and all that will change? Do you have goals for growth and change? In these last hours of the darkest day, how will you address those? How will you use that space, that quiet and safe and fertile space, to engage? Sit quietly for a moment and think about that. I imagined for myself the essence of a God that I don't believe exists. But I imagined beyond, because it seems like there's always something more. There's never an end. There's never an ending answer. Something created, something made, something bubbled into, and I always want to know what that is. So the answer for me in that question is curiosity and possibility, and letting go of the tight grip I have on the certainty that religion doesn't fit me. I'm happy having this opening, I would call it, just looking at things and engaging in a bigger way. I emerge knowing, relaxed about the universe and embracing pluralism in a way that I never imagined. That's one of our values now, and I think it's important that we think about pluralism and how to live that way and what that means to you, because it's different for everyone. I would ask you to shout out like what your goal might be or what you're thinking of, but I don't think this is a shouting room. But I would ask you to engage this week and notice what emerges as the light increases day by day. Amen.
Please rise and body your spirit and join us in singing our returning song.
We are weaving.
Unitarian Universal, let me say that again. Unitarian Universalist congregations are fully self-supporting. We raise all the funds for the operating budget, ministries, and programs of this church. We're grateful to you for your sharing of gifts with us and in whatever form they take. OCUC shares one half of the plate we receive with a valuable community organization. This month we're sharing with Share Ourselves, our neighbor right up the street. They provide a comprehensive health and support services for the entire community, including offering social services like financial assistance and food distribution. There are multiple ways that you can support the church and this organization. This month, you can see them on the screen, okay? Well, in a minute, there you go. Now you can see them on the screen. So these are the ways that you can support our church and Share Ourselves. You can mail a check, you can go through our website, or you can use an app called Vanco Mobile. If you're a roomer, you can also simply use the basket as it is passed. Thank you so much for your generosity.
Please join in singing We Gather Together, a song that puts our intentions into words and expresses our gratitude for the many gifts we share. Gather together, we gather as one, for peace, love, and justice for everyone. We give from our hearts to show that we care. We can change lives with what we share.
I want you to know that I remembered to connect my phone so I could be in touch with the Zoomers today. Maybe you don't know, I always forget that. Now is the time we honor the important events in our lives. You're invited, one and all, whether you are a member, a friend, or a visitor, to participate in our weekly ritual of joys and sorrows. Let's take a deep breath. Take another. Perhaps you come here today holding something close to your heart, moments from the last days or hours that have struck you at your core. If you'd like to honor such a profound joy or sorrow, you are invited to do so. If you're a roomer, you're invited to come forward to light your candle. If you would like to share your joy or sorrow, you can write it on the slips of paper provided by the ushers and hand it to me when you come up. If you're a Zoomer, you are invited to write down your joy or sorrow in the chat. Once the roomers are done lighting candles, I will read all the joys and sorrows out loud as Judith Stamper lights a candle for the Zoomers. As music is played, I invite you to silently offer healing or celebration for yourself or someone else as you feel called and according to your own beliefs. Roomers. Thank you, Judith. Roomers can come forward. Thank you, everyone. Francie C. shares a joy with us today. My grandson, Justin Mayhew, turned 20 years old today. He lives in Michigan. Sending him happy birthday thoughts. Yeah. Alejandro shares a thank you for all the support last week. Brianna M. shares a joy for all of the unquieting instances of what ultimately best serves my peace of mind, to be serendipity or the best coincidences working in my life. I love you all. Thank you, Brianna. Phyllis K. shares a joy in celebrating her 95th birthday with this congregation. She also shares a hope for a good outcome for her son, Len, who is at Hoag Hospital right now, suffering with chest pains. Best of health. Jeffrey S. shares hope that on Tuesday he's going in for a chemotherapy infusion, hoping things go well and asking for strength and prayers and good vibes. You got it. Rachel Leiden shares remembrance of the second anniversary of her mother's death. It has been a journey of loss and forgiveness. Soap and Zoe shares a sorrow that the war between Thailand and Cambodia, her sadness at the war. Too many people are displaced by the border conflict. Hope for peace between the two nations. War is not the answer. Thank you, everyone. We have Lori shares a joy. The Zoomers I'm working on shares a joy for all messages, calls, and cards. Your well wishes mean so much to me. Time heals. And Judith is lighting candles for the Zoomers. Lee Marie shares a joy. Thank you for naming the need to rest in preparation for the light to come, a gift I have needed. Sarah shares a joy, a candle of joy, as my Hannah and the little man return tomorrow from a week in Florida with the other grandparents. I miss them very much. I know you do. She also shares a candle of hope, sending a candle of hope, hoping y'all send me calming energy for my dental surgery tomorrow. Number 2, it's tomorrow morning, and she's a wee bit scared. And I would be too, and all the best, all the love. Barbara S. shares a joy. Happy birthday to her niece Emily. Being born on the winter solstice has a special significance to me. Happy birthday. We'll take a moment to sing happy birthday to Phyllis.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phyllis. Happy birthday to
We can sit for a moment and consider all the joys and sorrows that have been shared with us today. Send your best love, send your best care, and remember them during the week. Judith is going to share a prayer with us. Do you have it or do you want it? Okay.
These are words from Bernadette Burns. For the joyful, may jubilant songs echo in our hearts well beyond fading memories. For the sorrowful, may gentle songs of solace bring lasting healing to our hearts and minds. For the angry, may we join our voices together in songs of protest and hope. For the mindful, may we sing the praises of earth's beauty and honor the unique songs of all beings. For all of us here in our community and our world, may we sing to the morning and evening stars as they guide our journeys. Blessed be.
Let's join together as we extinguish the flame of our chalice and say, we extinguish our chalice, So thank you all for joining us this morning, and Zoomers too. If you're a guest, visitor, or someone new to our church, we invite you to become a part of this beloved community. If you'd like to know more about our church, we invite you to either stop by the welcome table in the courtyard right out there, where we have information for you, or to contact us at one of these emails on the screen. We would like to connect with you. We want everyone to feel part of this community. So Zoomers, you're welcome to stay after and chat with one another online. Roomers, one way we can build community is by going to the card table out there in the courtyard and writing a little message to one of our members or all of our members who have a card out there. We want to encourage them in whatever life event they're experiencing. Our community is built on a foundation of love. So please reach out. We will help you get connected.
Thank you all for being here, seriously. We have some announcements today. Later this afternoon at 4 o'clock, there is the longest night, the Orange County organization that deals with housing crisis for the unhoused is putting this on. The event starts at 4 o'clock. However, and it's about an hour long. The event needs readers. They will be reading the names of the unhoused people who have died this year. And if you want to be a reader, you should come back at 2, because we want to practice the names and not have any trouble with them and know what we're going to say. And there will also be sandwiches for those who want to be readers. The rehearsal is at 3 o'clock. So please come to this event either as a reader or just as audience. It's an important step into outreach into the community for us, especially with this beautiful big space we've just built. Next, the annual Christmas Eve worship service is at 7 o'clock in the sanctuary on the 24th. Is that Wednesday? On Wednesday. The collection on the Christmas Eve service goes to the Ministerial Discretionary Fund. Second Harvest will receive a check for $1,736.25 as the recipient of our November plate share. Nice job. And lastly, for this moment, I want to remind you that the church offices will be closed for the holidays beginning December 25th, and they will reopen on January 2nd. I want to leave you with these words by Mary Geer. It's called On This Winter Night. Infinite web of life, spirit of love, great mystery that is darkness. On this darkest night, may we observe the stars. On this longest night, may we find rest. On this winter night, may we feel warmth. On this night, this magical night, may our minds see the infinity of space. May our bodies find rest, and may our spirits feel the warmth of community. May this be so. Blessed be. Amen. Thank you for that music. This service is over. Let our service continue as we invite the light back into our world. Thank you.